what can I say? I need to come out of my shell. I'm really shy. Today, I have decided that I'm going to do a fun little teacher tag, end of the year teacher tag video that my new friend Darren has started. And if you guys haven't seen his video, I will link it down below, but make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's got some really fun videos and some really useful tools, and he explains how to use these tech tools, and it's really, really cool. So this end of the year video is kind of just a way to I don't know, I guess get yourself excited and something else to think about other than, I know everybody's going through testing right now and just end of the year madness. So it's kind of a fun little who's what. I am recording this on my phone because I am in somebody else's classroom because I'm a traveling teacher and that's just my life. So I have the questions written in purple crayon. I am a consummate professional. All right, here we go. First question, what grade do you teach and how long have you taught that grade? Okay, so this is already a bit of a complicated question. I normally teach grades 9 through 12, English and drama. However, the last 2 years I've been a TOSA, a teacher on special assignment, teaching TK through 5, and I've taught visual and performing arts lessons. I teach PE, I teach STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, coding, nutrition, which is part of PE, and it's because I'm on a learning wheel, and our district is pretty big. We have 5 high schools, I don't know how many middle schools, and 26 elementary schools. So there's a team of 20 of us, and I see 13 different schools. At each school I see 3 different classrooms, and they're always 3 different grade levels, and so each lesson that I teach is differentiated for those 3 different grade levels. So long story to say, I've taught a lot of grades. I have been teaching in the district where I grew up, actually, is where I teach, and I've been teaching for 11 years. And when I think about that, I'm like, wow, no wonder I'm so tired. Anyways, so the last 2 years have been in elementary, and everything before that was all high school, all day or day. Number 2, what adjective best describes you as a teacher and why? Okay, so I feel like if you ask my colleagues, the adjective that describes me is loud, because it's every day, especially in this traveling teaching position where we do a lot of co-teaching together and we do a lot of swapping classes and helping each other out. My friends, my coworkers are always like, I can hear you through the wall and I thought you were right next door. So then I opened the door and it turns out you were actually 2 classrooms away. You're just that loud. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I wasn't even trying. I was sitting down. I wasn't even full volume. You guys, I'm a drama teacher. I teach kids how to preserve their voice so that you can project without losing your voice. Right now I'm kind of losing my voice, but that's because my own sweet babies kept me up all night long. I'm running off of 2 hours of sleep, but that's normal because I have little ones. My kids are under 5. What are you gonna do? But if you ask kids, they would probably just say weird. I'm silly. I'm very silly. One of the things, okay, so you know how the beginning of the school year is super duper exciting, right? And everybody, you get new kids and everything's fresh and new and the room actually smells good for the first time since the beginning of the summer because kids smell so bad when it gets hot out. I have to hold back my weird for at least a couple of weeks, if not more, because you have to I have to establish some class norms. I have to establish my procedures and stuff like that. And so I don't get to be silly and funny, because when you're teaching 9th graders, being silly too early, they lose their minds and they become octopi and their arms go all over the place and they cannot stinking handle it. So that's one of the downfalls to me for the beginning of the school year is I don't get to be myself until almost a month in. But yeah, I'm pretty silly, which is why teaching theater really suits me. Okay, number 3. If your life was made into a movie, what movie star would play you? Zooey Deschanel, hands down, Zooey Deschanel, but as Jessica Day from New Girl, because I used to have bangs straight across here. I wear glasses. I don't normally wear them in this job. I wear contacts every day because I'm outside teaching PE, but in my normal teaching job, I wear my big thick glasses all the time because I'm blind as a bat. Yeah, and I'm, like I said, super weird, and I sing all the time. I'm not good. Like, I'm not a good singer. I wouldn't call myself a singer, but like, I like to like sing. Okay, anyways. 4, link of a lesson. You guys, I'm so sleepy. Think of a lesson from this year that you're proud of. Okay. My teaching position is so bizarre that we all have only 13 lessons, and then, like I said, they're differentiated TK through 5. But one that I obviously, like, I helped out with, like, the visual performing arts, the theater lesson that we did this year. Sorry, I thought somebody was coming in, and I'm not in my own classroom, so I was like spooked. I was gonna like hide under the table, because I'm like the weirdo talking to a phone. But it's lunch, so it's okay. I helped actually with the lesson that we have been teaching. It's our second to last lesson. It's a nutrition lesson, and it's not teaching kids like quote unquote healthy eating, because I think that that's so problematic. My goal in teaching a nutrition lesson to kids that are 5 through 11 years old is teaching them that there are different types of food in the world, and those different types of food affect your body in different ways, and the different types of energy that you get from different types of food, so that they can be just kind of cognizant of what they're eating. Oh, hello, little friend, where are you? Oh, there you are. They can just be aware of what they eat and how they feel after they eat that. And if they have like a really sugary or even just fruit for breakfast, are they super tired and incredibly hungry and they're having a hard time focusing by the time recess and snack come around, versus if they're eating something that's a little bit heartier and like it fills their belly for longer, how do they feel? Just to get that like kind of going through their heads to try and help kids develop their own healthy relationship with food. I am not a nutritionist. I am by far, like, I just ate one of those Costco muffins that's like the size of my face. So like, I mean, practice what you preach, right? But I think that it's important to have a good, just knowledge. Knowledge is power. The rainbow. So that kids can, make their own decisions. They're not doing their own grocery shopping, but at least they can like take inventory of how they feel after they eat certain stuff. Okay, number 5, think of a student that you'll remember forever. Okay, so as I was writing all of these questions down in crayon, I got kind of lazy and I started paraphrasing, so this isn't quite the exact wording of the question. But a student that I will remember forever, I mean, here's the thing, when you are a high school teacher, you meet kids very close to adulthood. When you're an elementary teacher, you meet them when they are still babies. So it's such a different, like, I'm sure there are kids that I've taught in the last couple of years who will then come through the high school that I teach at that I've had this bond with them now. I've known them since they were 5 or whatever. But then if I really think about thinking back to my like first year's teaching, I was only 23. Like I turned 24 my first year teaching, and I was teaching seniors in high school. So I actually have former students who I'm like kind of friends with now, which is odd to think about, but like it's true. They're only 5 years younger than me, 4 years younger than me, and they're kids. They're having babies that are the age of my youngest. Like I have multiple students, former students, who have had children who will be in school with my daughter, who will be 2 this summer. So like, I don't know, that's really cool as part of being like the fabric of the community that I live in and teach in, and I'm like a part of, and I love it. So there are just so many students I'll remember forever. One in particular, I have known her since she'll be graduating this year, so she's not a current student, but she was my student before, but I have known her since she was 5 because I was her camp counselor. And this sweet girl is like part of my family because my sister and I were both her camp counselors. I have pulled a tooth out of her head because she was scared to pull it and she really wanted it out. I have helped her with so many different things, and now she watches my kids for me, and she like has come on family vacations with us because she's a part of our family. And number 6, how do I feel at this point in the year about the teaching profession? I have to say I have not felt as good about and excited about being a teacher and being a professional as I do right now. I haven't felt like this in a long time. I haven't felt like this since like my first year's teaching because and it's quite frankly because of joining this and finding this huge online community of teachertubers and teacher Instagrammers who have these amazing ideas and this incredible passion that just ignites passion in each other, and like we get to share all these best practices, and it is so invigorating, and I am so excited I'm actually going to probably start harassing my admin at my school where I'm going back to next year, like in the next couple of weeks, to see when I can get keys to my classroom. I should probably let my colleagues who are retiring clear out first, so I will be classy, but I really want my keys. I really want to set up the classroom. I'm stoked stoked. And I'm such a dweeb. I can't wait to make a syllabus. I can't wait to like create that classroom community again. It's part of my favorite piece of teaching. So I feel great about the teaching profession right now. Talk to me in about 8 months. No, I'll love it. I love it. Number 8, what has most surprised me since the year started? The last 2 years have been years of growth for me, like humongous growth. I became a mom of a girl, right? I started last year this special assignment position. I started late because I was having my second baby, and I was on maternity leave for the first like 4 or 5 weeks of school. So that was in itself a challenge. I think what has surprised me is my own resilience and how quickly I've been able to recover from obstacles, both personal and professional, and just how incredibly understanding kids are. Like, they are, I mean, a lot of these kids don't know me from, you know, some random person on the street. Like, they've seen me a bunch, but like, they don't really know me. They don't even remember my name half the time when I come in, but they're still just sweet and understanding most of the time. And I think that that's a huge testament to just like humanity. Like, people are good. I think that people are inherently good. I don't know if that answered the question. Okay, moving on. This is looking at social media. Who are some of your favorite like teachertubers or Instagrammers? You guys, there are so many. And like this morning, I was up super early because my kids were sick all night, so I just like never slept. And I started watching a bunch of different Instagrammers that I've just had on my like, not Instagram. I've watched a bunch of teachertubers who I have had on like my list, and I have to tell you, I'm kind of creepy obsessed with Real Rap with Reynolds. I'm kind of obsessed with you, Darren, because I think that you have such a calming influence, and like you can just tell that your students are just like, every day's chill. This is cool. And one of the teachers who I've been watching for a while is Megan from Too Cool for Middle School. I think that I've talked about her before too. I think that her channel is very cool. She seems like a very nice, normal person who you can tell really cares that kids learn, and you can just tell that from people. You guys, there's so many fun new, like I've made a new teacher-tuber friend with History with Tiffany. She and I like message on Instagram sometimes. I love meeting people who are outside of my bubble, because my bubble is where I grew up and where I went to college and where I've taught my whole entire life. So like, it's cool getting outside of my bubble and like meeting new people. And there are more of you out there who I can't wait to meet. Let's have meetups. Yeah. Summer's coming. We'll have free time. That's what we always say, right? And then it's like not true. Number 10. Who is my dream teacher collaboration, or who would that be with? Honestly, my husband is a teacher, and he is an amazing high school social science teacher. And he actually was going to do this video with me, but this Friday, his kids are taking the AP test. So he's had study sessions, and he comes home and he's like exhausted and like totally spent. That's why it took me so long to actually make this video. I wanted to do it last weekend, but I was waiting for my husband. He would be my dream teacher collab. There's a lot of history, and so we've got a bit of a shtick that comes between the two of us. I'm sure he'll come into future videos with me, but there you go. I would love to do one with him. I didn't know how many there were going to be. You never know. Every school is different. Okay, number 11 is what is the last picture that you took. Okay, so the last picture I took was of my daughter this morning. Her hair is crazy curly, and it's super blonde, which like I don't know how I had a blonde child, but whatever. And it is the cutest thing because it's finally getting long enough where I have to put it up. Otherwise, I took a picture of her with these little pigtails, but it's on my phone, and I'm using my phone to record. So I drew a picture. She's a triangle, and this side is her holding a pacifier because she has a sincere addiction, and this side is her holding one of 18 sippy cups of water that she has out at a time, and then she has feet. And that's her. That's not her hair on fire. That's her curly hair with little bows in it. No, I don't know. Last picture I took was of my kid. Shocking. Sing the last song, number 12, sing the last song that you heard. Last song that I heard is from Go Noodle, because we were doing a little like brain break, and it was Cuckoo Kangaroo, All I Eat Is Pizza. And they go, all I eat is pizza, na 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 na. And then they like surf on these giant pieces of pizza, and they go, I've got cheese on my fingers. Sometimes after I show these videos to like my son at home, because we have the Go Noodle app on our Apple TV, he will belt them out in like the aisles of Target. And then it's like, who cares? And then we sing along, and we like to do Popsico a lot too. All of a sudden he'll be like, hey mommy, and I'll go, hey what? And he'll go, are you ready? And I'll go, for what? And then you'll hear other kids like a few aisles over go, oh, they're doing Popsico, and they'll come like running down the aisles. It's so funny. Yeah. Okay, number 13, finish this sentence. If I weren't a teacher, I'd be probably an event planner. Think about it, teaching. We make plans, we execute plans. We make plans, we execute plans. We make plans, we execute plans. Like every day teaching is like putting on an event. I like themes. I love decorations. I'm a big fan of glitter. What could be better, right? I get to do all of those things in teaching. I would get to do all those things in event planning. And then the last question, number 14, is who is your teaching hero? You guys, how do you ask that question? How do you answer that? So I've seen so many teachers in my own career as a student. I've seen so many teachers in my own career as an educator. I have to say, even though she was never formally a teacher, my mom is the best teacher I know. She understands people. She understands kids, especially. And my students always know my mom. And she's around and she volunteers in my classroom, and she's just the best person, and she cares that kids learn and that they learn how to be good people, There are a few who inspired me to become a teacher, one of whom was my high school drama teacher. His name is Doug Smith, and he taught drama in my district for ever. And he had this big bellowing laugh, and you could hear him from across campus, and it was kind of like Santa. He had this white beard and this big belly, and he was very jolly. And he's one of those teachers that just believes in kids and wants to make that connection and help kids believe in themselves. So that's something that I aspire to, and that's something that really inspired me to become an educator. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again, Darren, for putting this together. I'm so excited to watch more of these, because I feel like it's a really cool way to get to know other educators and kind of connect and be able to see just how they feel about different things. And these are fun, different kinds of questions. And I hope everybody is having a wonderful wind down to the end of the year. Today is my second of 13 last days of school. This is the last day I'll be at this school. So it's kind of bittersweet, but hey, I'm moving on to what I really, really want to do, which is get back into the classroom. Thank you so much again for watching. Please take a moment and hit that subscribe button down below so that we can see each other again. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.